Hello, you're watching For the Bad Sports. We are outside the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal versus Fulham. We are here with two Fulham fans. What are your names?
Hello, my name's Bob.
Bob?
I'm Will.
Bob. Mitrovic has just left Fulham. How do you feel about that? Considering he's also threatening not to play.
Well, I feel like it was about time, really. The only sad thing is that it happened in the way it did so late on in the market. It would have been easier for us if he'd left earlier.
Yes.
And given Al Hilal paid so much for Neymar, you'd think that why didn't they just put the initial offer in to start with, match the money, and then he could have gone earlier and we wouldn't have had all this kind of... It's the uncertainty which kills.
Yeah.
And we thought, there was a version where he would have been playing today and he's not. And coming here is hard enough as it is, but without him, we've basically got no chance, in my view.
Yeah, I mean, basically the same. It's obviously a massive loss to the club. He's the best player. But I think when you look at the finances of it, to get 50 million for him is very, very good business. He's got this constant ankle injury the whole time. And he could have... he would have fitted into a team like Man United or Chelsea really, really well, but they're never going to, not after what happened last season with the refs, they're never going to buy him. So to get 50 million for him is probably the most we're ever going to get for him. And it's unfortunate because strikers we got at the minute, they can't do the job. Jimenez he's only had 2 games, but 2 games is enough to see he's terrible. Vinicius, we all like him, but, he can't hit a barn door. So
We're in trouble up top, yeah, and at the back.
So are there any strikers that you would like Fulham to go for? You were going for Balogun, but he seems to be going Monaco.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else you think Fulham should go for?
I'm very, very upset about Balogun because I watched him play I live in Paris at the moment, I watched him play for Reims against Paris Saint-Germain. And I'm not quite sure why you guys have let him go, to be honest, because I think he's a top striker. Is he going on loan, or is he...
He's going sell 40 million. He wants to leave.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was disappointed because I thought there's another player we're linked with. Who's the one that Silva said in the press conference he 100% doesn't want?
Moise Keane. We were linked with
him.
Yeah, we were linked with Moise Keane, and he said in a press conference, "I don't want him," which is pretty.
Moise Keane is not a good replacement for Mitrovic, in my opinion.
Our recruitment is a bit all over the place. We have made some great signings in the last few years. Noticeably like Polina and Bernardino in goal from Arsenal, of course, but we always do it so late on. It's very we're always
erratic.
We get to this point in the season, we have no idea whether we're going to be relegation favourites or finishing 10th like we did last year. It all depends on the next few weeks and whether we manage to sign anyone decent.
What do you think would be a good season for Fulham?
Staying up.
After 10th last season.
Yeah, really. We're a bit scarred from our last few seasons in the Premier League, just going down without any kind of fight. Last year, we completely exceeded expectations. We just wanted, if you'd given me 17th, I'd have bit your hand off. That's who we are as a club. This year is the same. I think we should be all right because there's enough. I look at Luton, Sheffield United, even Everton, they don't look great. So I think we should be okay, but just... staying up and occasionally getting the odd result. Maybe here today, who knows? Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you see it so often with clubs where they, you saw it with Stoke, where they build and then the expectations get too high and they sack the manager, think they're a bit bigger than they are and they get relegated. And look at them now. What Palace do every year, they finish 12th every year, they're boring. But, that's exactly what I want to be. If you give me 17th for the next 20 years, maybe not too happy with that, but I'd much rather that than inconsistency. Finish 9th one year, you might sniff Europe, you possibly get to a League Cup quarter-final. But, survival is the most important thing in the Pro. Because it's where we want to be. The Championship, it's a fun league, but I don't want to do Burton away again, I think. We've done that.
Plymouth, we've got to go to Plymouth if we go down.
Out of the 3 West London teams, Brentford, Chelsea, Fulham, rank them.
Hang on, don't forget QPR, who are languishing somewhere at the bottom of the Championship. We can't
QPR in the Championship as well. Okay, you rank the 4 then.
Right, QPR are right at the bottom at the moment. Brentford did a bit of a job on us last week, but they're still a bus stop in Hounslow and they don't have a very big stadium, so I think they're 3rd. Chelsea have spent £1 billion on garbage, so I think that probably puts them in 2nd, and Fulham are probably top, I think.
Okay, what about yourself?
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, QPR are way down at the minute. Brentford are they're having their glory spell at the minute, and if their glory spell is ninth in the Premier League, I think we're all pretty content with that. You know, we got to European finals, so they won't be doing that anytime soon. And
I wouldn't bank on it. I don't know.
Chelsea's success is hollow. You know, it's almost illegal. There's a reason the owner had to leave, and the current guy doesn't have a clue. So I think you'd have to say Fulham are West London's biggest side.
But I would just say that when Fulham went to the Europa League final, Roy Hodgson was in charge. You know, he's very old. That was a long time ago. Brentford seemed to be the new it team in the West London.
3 years old when we got two. I was two. Was I 2 or 3? 3 years old.
Look, they've spent Brentford. I don't have too much against Brentford, but they've spent 3 seasons in the top division Premier League in the last like 80, 90 years or something. Come on, this isn't a big club. Let's be fair about it.
You know what? You mentioned strikers, yeah. Mitrovic had the record for most championship goals. I remember Bobby Zamora scoring a worldie from like the right hand side angle when you whipped it in. Who are the legendary Fulham strikers? I don't know much. Are there any?
Do you mean against Arsenal? I was at a game Bobby Zamora scored against Arsenal. We won 2-1. We do like to live in the past a bit. I think that was 10, 11 years ago. But we're still talking about it. What was the question? Legendary strikers?
Yeah, for Fulham. If you have any. Mitrovic could have been that person, but the way he left, not so sure.
But I think in time people will forget about the way he left, because we are in the system. If you get too good for Fulham, you leave. That's how it works. So even like top players who we have, like Clint Dempsey or someone like this, who was a legend at the club, he forced to move to go to Tottenham, but we've kind of forgotten about it now because what else can you do?
So
really?
no grudges against Mitrovic.
Not from me personally, and I don't blame him. The kind of cash he's been offered. Who in their right mind? He's done a great job for us. He's been there for 6 years. It's a shame that he forced the move, but come on, like, who wouldn't take that money?
Marco Silva said no.
He'll probably be back next year, won't he? Maybe in a few weeks' time if we get hammered today. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame Mitro for taking the money. You know, if we were offered 200 grand a week to go and support Al Hilal, I'd do it in the blink of an eye. So I think he's the greatest striker the club's ever had. I'm quite young, so he's the greatest player I can remember seeing. You know, I grew up watching us struggle in the Championship, really. So, no hard feelings. It's frustrating year to leave, but I mean that's the sport.
Just a quick shout out for Dimitar Berbatov. Yes. I don't know if I call him legendary, but he's definitely one of the most skilled players who has ever played for the club. Yeah.
And then last but not least, score predictions and predictions for position in the end of the season.
For both clubs?
No, for Fulham.
For Fulham. Okay, score prediction today. I would be happy with 2 or 3-0. Honestly, I think we could go down 4 or 5. I'm gonna say 4-0 to Arsenal.
I'm more home, man. I feel 1-1.
That's because
I think 1-1.
That's a home fan. I don't know. I'd bite your hand off for that. But I think we'll finish 15th or 16th.
I think 5-0 today, and I think we'll come 14th actually.
These Fulham fans aren't confident, man. But what are your thoughts, man? Leave your comments below. Support your team, man. Like and subscribe. You're watching For The Badge.